Well, I've been asked many times to make this video of what my favourite tools are for using with resin. Now, I was going to call this my top 10 favourite tools, but actually I think I've got more than 10, so I apologise for that. Now, don't worry, not all of them are expensive. In fact, none of them are expensive at all, and some of them are even completely free, but they're things that I wouldn't do without. My first one is a good old cardboard box. Here we go. This is mine. I've been using this for a long time. It's massive. Now, I've taped all around the edges and I do try and keep it clean. It's about time that I started using the new one. It's got nice high side and it's ideal for when you're leaving things to cure overnight. You can lay that over the top, whether it's a picture or whether it's molds or anything like that, and you can stop dust and things settling on the resin, and that happens all the time and it spoils things sometimes to do that. So just covering it up like that, letting it cure under there will stop that. Brilliant tool, costs nothing. My second favourite tool is these micro brushes. Now, anybody that watched my video knows I use these all the time, and these you get hundreds of them for next to nothing as well. Don't worry, I will link everything in the description below. I can't link the cardboard box obviously, but I will link everything else in the description below if you want to get hold of it. These come in different sizes. They work really well for removing stuff if you've got a little bit in resin, or using them for lots of different things. I use them quite a lot for putting detail in molds with mica powder and now nail varnish as well. The next one is a good set of jewellery tools. Now, I've had these jewellery tools, I can't think how long, for years. Absolutely years. I used to have some cheaper ones, but they kept breaking or bending or marking, so I invested that little bit extra money into them, and I love them. These make a big difference when you're trying to put your jewellery together. They cut your work time down tremendously. They also make your hands much more comfortable, and they're brilliant. So you must have a good set of jewellery tools. I want to mention as well my kit. Now, there are only now, I think, 100 of these left across UK and America, and once they're gone, they're gone. It was always going to be a limited run. You get loads with that. You save about $20 on it as if you were to buy it separately. You get UV resin and epoxy resin, and you get things like this in it, and you also get molds and so much stuff, glitters and all sorts of things. So check it out, because once it's gone, I'm afraid. We may bring a different one out, but this one will definitely be gone. It's been very popular. Now, these things are really important as well, and they do very different jobs. You want both of them because they're really useful, but you want to make sure you use the right one for the right job so you don't damage your molds and things like that. I use a long neck lighter if I'm popping bubbles on my molds, because this doesn't get to a temperature that is going to burn your molds. I use a blowtorch or a chef's torch when I've made a picture pour or something like that that has got no silicone on. I want to quickly go over and get rid of the bubbles that have come up to the top. Never use this on silicone molds, although there'll be loads of people comment, I do, and I used to. And you get away with it, and the next thing you know, you've ruined your mould and ruined the piece. So always keep these separate. Again, these cost hardly anything, certainly these long neck lighters. And I've got loads of these, believe me. Now, one of the other things I've found useful recently is this. I wouldn't be without this anymore. It works amazingly, far better than I ever thought it would work when they sent it to me to try. I actually have two of them now, because if I want to mix up more than one colour, I can just swap this out without having to clean it up properly. You get 3 speeds, but believe me, when that's in resin, it doesn't go nowhere near as quick as that, and you'll have seen me use it in several of my videos. It makes such a big difference to your hands, especially if you're mixing up several batches of resin. Comes with the handle, the charger, and with the spatula as well. But it also comes with these little tools that you can push into the end. You just remove that, and then you can push these into that end like that. Turn it on to whatever speed you want, and then you can get rid of any of the sharp edges, little bits of overpour, and all things like that. And it also had some polishing wheels in there that you can use as well. Again, not expensive, but well worth it. Something to use to mix up your resin and mix in colours and to measure it out accurate is really important. I use a variety of these silicone jugs. I don't use the plastic throwaway ones with the measurements on for two reasons. One, often I find the measurements aren't accurate and you end up using more part A than part B, or vice versa, and getting left with a load, and then your resin doesn't cure up very well. And also, these clean out so easily, and you can use them over and over and over again. I have a lot of variety of sizes. The other thing is the mixing utensils, and I use them all the time. And that's because every time I buy resin, either from Tea Expert or J Diction, you get one inside the resin free as well. These mix beautiful. They scrape the sides for your colours and your resin, and also you can get the bottom with them. They don't introduce a lot of bubbles, which is what you want, and they clean up beautifully. The other thing I use is a variety of wooden sticks or popsicle sticks. And if you've got a family that eats lots of popsicles, keep the sticks, put them in the dishwasher. And I use these again for adding resin, moving things around in molds, and lots of things. The next thing that's really important is ensuring that you cover up your work surface. For many reasons, you don't want to be picking up dirt from your work surface or dust, but also you want to be able to keep it clean. Now, I use silicone mats. As you can see, I've got a blue one here, and under that one, I've got a really large black one. I also have an extremely large one here that I haven't started using yet. It's still covered in its protective wrapping. I like this a lot. I love these extra large ones. They are so useful, really nice and thick, and they're easy to clean as well. So I have that underneath, then I have my other silicone mat on the top, and that way it keeps everything lovely and clean and tidy, because you know how messy us crafters are. Well, this crafter especially. I want to say a quick thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. If you'd like to become a member and benefit from the membership perks, then the link for that is in the description below. We have raffles, we have a support group, we have help group. It's a brilliant community. We're also running some live stream how-tos, not on resin, but on other crafting as well, which you're more than welcome to attend if you're a member, and it all comes in your membership. So check that out, link in the description. Baby wipes. I wouldn't be without baby wipes. For some reason, they clean up resin so well. They also clean up your silicone mats really well. Now, these are the all-natural ones. They've got no alcohol in them whatsoever, and I wouldn't want to put alcohol on my mats. I always have a good supply of these. Couldn't be without them. Use them all the time, every day. The next thing is a heat gun. I really am pleased with this heat gun. It's a new heat gun for me. My other one was very, very old. What I love about this is it goes from 0 temperature right up to a really high temperature. So I can control the temperature when I'm using it. And this is great if you're doing artwork, pours, picture pours with resin and things like that, that you can get some great sales. But also, if you don't want to keep heating your resin up and you just want to move it around, you can turn it right down to 0 temperature. Now, when you've got it on the warm air, it will move, thin that resin out, and it will move it around, as well as getting rid of all the bubbles. These are so inexpensive nowadays as well, and well worth having. I wouldn't be without that. Quick thank you to all the people that got me a coffee last month, because without you guys, I couldn't keep buying these things. I couldn't keep getting these videos made. And I'm currently saving up for something that's going to be really useful for me for resin work, and I'll let you know what that is soon. So thank you, really is appreciated. My ultimate must-have tool that's at low cost are these leveling tables. I've got several of these. These are two that I'm not using at the moment, and they are brilliant. If your work surface is slightly out of level, then it will cure and you'll get thick parts and thin parts, and you won't get a nice smooth level. Where these leveling tables with the adjustable legs and the movable feet with the lovely grips on make a huge difference. And whenever I'm curing anything flat, I use one of these. These are a must-have. Link in the description. Treat yourself to one of these. The last thing I want to show you is if you use a lot of UV resin, then this is a must. And the great thing is, my kit also comes with UV resin as well as epoxy resin. And obviously, when you're using UV resin, you've got to cure it, and you've got to cure it either outside in the sun, and unfortunately we haven't got any sun here at the moment, it being winter time, or you need to cure it with a UV torch. I, as you can see, have got a variety of UV torches here, and as a beginner and as someone that's practicing or just starting out, then you don't need to invest a lot of money. In fact, this one comes with the kit as well, and it cures lovely. It cures really quickly, and I use that one a lot. If I've got several things to cure, then what I'll use is this beast. I love this. This cures, it really pushes out a lot of UV light, and it cures really, really quickly and thoroughly. The great thing is you can suspend it above what you're doing and have a wider area as well to cure. If you find this useful, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell, because it really does help my video, and it also lets me know that you're enjoying my videos. Boop that thumbs up as well. I love getting thumbs up. Everything I've shown you today will be linked in the description below, so check that out. And I'd love to know what you use and what tools you couldn't live without doing your resin. Take care, enjoy your resin, be safe, bye.